and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be talking about the Pleiadian portal, which opens on May 17th, 2021 and goes until May 22nd. And this is when the sun aligns with the Pleiades star cluster. And it opens up this beautiful portal of energy that really connects us with the Pleiadians. So this is a time where we can receive a lot of messages, where they're sending us, I'm feeling, just a lot of really powerful, beneficial energies to assist us in our spiritual growth, to assist us in our awakening process right now, with connecting more deeply to our heart centers, to that space of love. The Pleiadians are all about the love. They are a highly spiritual group of beings, interdimensional beings, and many of us have a connection with them, whether we realize it or not. I personally never was really certain that I had a connection with Pleiades and the Pleiadians specifically. But then I found out that the portal opens on my birthday, and so, which is, of course, May 17th. So I found that really interesting. Many people say that we're partially created from the Pleiadians, by the Pleiadians, that they were involved deeply in our evolutionary process. And so, I don't know, it's just really fun to play with these energies and to see where they take us. So I figured we would just open this up with a reading today and invite the Pleiadians to come through and give us any messages that they want to share with us, any guidance that they want to share with us at this time. Meditating to connect with the Pleiadians is going to be highly beneficial during this time. They're really going to be able to come through powerfully and offer their insight and their wisdom. And there's so much insight and wisdom that they have for humanity, that they are channeling for humanity all the time. Clear. And so we're going to start out with the Starseed Oracle and just see what messages the Pleiadians have for us that they want to deliver through this Starseed Oracle deck. Messages related to this portal, messages, just general messages of love and guidance. All right. What do we have? Okay. So the first card out we have is Your Life is a Canvas. Artist manifestation, creative accountability. And so they're really coming through and they're reminding us that we are powerful co-creators. And so what is it that we want to co-create? And I feel as though they are really lending their energies at this time to co-create with us, to guide us along that process, and to really reconnect us with the incredible ability that we have to manifest and create the life of our dreams. But they also want us to know, and this is a little bit of tough love coming in, they want us to have creative accountability. They want us to understand that we are accountable for everything that we create and manifest. And so not to play the victim when it comes to any aspect of our lives right now. To know that we played a part in creating all of the circumstances. And this is also not just looking at the minor circumstances of our life. This is a reminder that they have coming through that we chose the life that we incarnated into. We chose all of the struggles. We chose all of the triumphs. There's a very specific reason that we incarnated as we did into the physical body, into the ancestral line that we incarnated into. And everything that we experienced, we wanted to experience. There was a purpose to it. So to see everything, they're wanting us to see everything with intent and purpose right now. And to understand the greater purpose behind everything. And once we understand the greater purpose, we can understand the greater unfoldment. And we can really open to that unfoldment. But they also want to remind us that we never need to feel stuck in anything. Like sometimes we incarnate into the circumstances we incarnate into so that we can sometimes really realize our ability to be manifestors and co-creators by shifting our circumstances. For an example that's coming to mind is somebody who's born into poverty. If we are born into poverty, we chose that so that we could have the experience of co-creating a different life for ourselves, of really learning how to manifest, learning how to turn that energy and shift that energy, to transmute that energy and open up into abundance, realizing, really tapping into abundance consciousness and the fact that abundance comes from here. right? And I think that that's one of the lessons that we learn through, say, growing up without a whole lot of money, right? It's like we learn we don't have that material outlet for happiness. We don't mistake materialism for happiness. We get to learn what true happiness feels like without all of that getting in the way, without that being the crutch. And yes, there is a point in time maybe for some people who grow up in poverty where we think maybe I was unhappy because I didn't have enough money. And so we think that money is going to make us happier. But even if we go along that trajectory, and that's where that experience takes us, ultimately we realize as we gain more money and resources that it's not doing for us what we thought it would, and then we still have to go deeper. And so that's just one example of seeing the benefits in something. And it's like we came here, so many of us came here, those of us who are those way showers, right? We incarnated into specific circumstances so that we could rise above those. And in doing that, we are also clearing an incredible amount of karma, of energy, of old ingrained ways of doing things. We're clearing those templates and we're creating these new templates for humanity. So it's really powerful work that we're doing, but we chose everything and we can shift everything at a moment's notice. And so just really know and understand, this is also that energy of understanding that you chose to come here, period. I think that there's a lot of people who, and they really want to thank us for that. Like there's so much love coming in, even though some of these messages are, like I said, it's a little more tough love than what I expected from the Pleiadians. But they're honoring that choice and they're so grateful, that we made that choice to come here. Many people watching this, I mean, you are of that Pleiadian lineage and heritage. You have that within you, right? And you chose to come here, and so you are being applauded for that. But it's like, remember that was a choice, and be grateful for that choice and the gift of that choice and the gift of this experience. And just know that you can create and manifest. You are the artist, and this life, this world is your canvas. And so really, it's like they're like, get to making the art, right? Everything is art. What kind of painting do you want your life to be, right? What do you want? What is the energy of that? Do you want it to be a painting that elicits those feelings of sadness and turmoil? Or do you want it to be a painting that feels uplifting, that is uplifting to view? I mean, look at this beautiful card here. You get to choose, and in each moment you get to make another choice. And that's what creative accountability is all about too, right? It's like, it's all a choice. So what are you choosing in every moment? So this is going back once again to that choice that we have right now before us in every moment between fear and love. What are you choosing in every single moment? Those choices are creating your reality. So where can you uplift yourself out of fear and into the vibration of love? And how can you keep yourself uplifted into that vibration of love? And then you got the love as the next card here. But this is all about boundaries and codependency and different things like that. So it's really about us breaking free of that right now. Learning how to set those energetic boundaries. Learning how to step out of that energy, right? We're making the shift now from codependency, or on the opposite spectrum of that, it's like being overly independent to the degree that we separate ourselves completely from everybody and everything else. That is not healthy either. It's finding that balance of interdependency. That's what we're moving into as we move into this new age, where everybody has something to contribute, and we all contribute what it is that we have to create this beautiful community, this beautiful world together, where everybody has something specific and special to add to that. And we all work together to create that dream. And I want to look and see what the You Got the Love says in here. I'm feeling like I may want to read a little bit of that, if I can find it. Sometimes I don't understand the layout of this booklet very well, so sometimes it can be a little difficult. Here we go. Yep, so this is all talking about establishing better boundaries, giving and receiving in an even flow, This card is assigned to do a relationship review and see what energetic agreements you've made consciously or unconsciously. That's once again creative accountability, right? To acknowledge if there are relationships in which you feel anxious or powerless, in which you don't feel like it's safe to relax and just be you. To assess if there are any places of inadequacy that you've used a relationship to soothe and cover up. So this is really about when we are able to be in relationship to others without losing an aspect of ourself in that process, right? Because relationships are about merging energies. In a way, we merge energies with the people that we are in relationship with. But there's a way to merge energies without losing the sense of self. And that's a delicate art. And we typically experience that by swinging back and forth to extremes, right? The extreme of completely losing the self, and then the extreme of not giving of any of the self, right? And so where is that balance? You have all the love within you already. There is no need to seek it anywhere else. That's also another message coming through here. Do not seek without what you already possess within. And then we have double mission coming out. Light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. And the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. I love that card when it comes out. Yeah, so this is that energy, right? You came here to serve the world, but the way that you serve the world is by being you, is also by experiencing, right? It's utilizing this canvas, right? This canvas that is your life, painting and creating on that canvas, and painting and creating from that place of beautiful, pure, raw authenticity. They really want us to step into our authenticity, to step into our light, and to do that in the way that is unique to us. They're saying that each of us possess rare gifts, right? And it's rare because it doesn't belong to everyone. Like, yes, we all have the same gifts, but the way that they express and the way that we use them is going to be different for everyone, because each and every single one of us is different. And so it's like we tap into our gifts when we tap into the truth of who we are, when we're able to be fully, wholly, and authentically who we are. And so they really want you to know that. They want you to be proud of who you are. They want you to embrace who you are. And they want you to not worry so much about, or at all really, about changing yourself in order to fit in order to be what you think. And actually what's coming through right now is they want you to know this is extended to the spiritual community. Like, there's a lot of, we often look at, the outside world is trying to change us, right? Like the Matrix, all of that. But people in the spiritual community as well, there's sort of like when you enter into this whole other world, right? There's a whole lot of other ideas about who we're supposed to be. What does it mean to be spiritually enlightened? What does it mean to be a channel to channel the Pleiadians, or to channel Jesus, right? Or to channel the archangels? Like, what kind of person are you supposed to be to do that? How are you supposed to speak? How are you supposed to look? How are you supposed to act? They want us to let go of all those preconceived notions too. And they want us to not allow the spiritual community to put us into another box and to tell us how we should behave. You know, you see it with all, and this is a really interesting thing that I'm just going to bring up here, but you see it, like a really great example of that is when people will come on to people's channels or different things like that, and they will say, you know, like, you shouldn't curse, that's not spiritual. Like, spiritual beings care about any of that, right? Words carry a vibration, but the intent behind it is the largest part of that vibration. And yeah, that's like a really obvious one, right? Like, you're supposed to speak a certain way. Maybe you're supposed to dress a certain way. There's this idea of, you hear, like, when you think of someone who channels spiritual energy, you think of someone who talks in a very soft voice, and it's very flowing, and they're very gentle, and all of this kind of stuff, right? And that's not necessarily, that is not what, that can be if that's truly who you are. But if that's not who you are, don't try to make yourself fit into that box. If you curse, then curse. Plenty of us do, right? Speak the way that you speak, act the way, be the way that you be who you are, whatever that means at any given time. There's billions of people out there. And we're just going to go with this analogy for right now. There's billions of people that channel spiritual energy and channel messages from spiritual beings, right? Channel spiritual guidance, all right? Or just share their own personal experience and spiritual guidance. And there's billions of people out there who want to receive that guidance, but they're not all going to connect with the same kind of person. So if we all try to act and speak and look the same way, there's a huge amount of people who aren't going to receive anything because they just can't connect to that energy, right? We all deliver the same messages, but we deliver them in different ways. And there's different people that are going to connect with different people. We all reach the people that we're meant to reach. It's something that my mentor tells me all the time. He says, you will reach the people that I can't reach, right? And the people that I reach will reach other people that I can't reach. That's how it goes, and on and on and on. So do not put yourself in any type of box. Be who you are. Deliver the messages and the insight you have to deliver the way that you have to deliver it. And this extends to anything that you're doing. That was just the example that I'm giving. Whatever way you are doing your service to humanity, however you are going through that process, however it is that you are living and loving and expressing, do that in a way that honors who you are, right? And don't worry about the other ways that it's supposed to be done. Like, yeah, of course, we have a certain job that we're hired to do in a more traditional atmosphere. There may be certain ways that we're expected to go about that. And if we want to keep that in our lives, we kind of have to go with the flow of that. So there are sort of some exceptions. But if you feel that you're really compromising who you are in order to do that job, perhaps that is not the one for you. You know, that's where it comes back around again. I feel extremely blessed to be in the place that I'm in life right now, where I can be authentically who I am 100% of the time. And there was a time when I first got started working as a healer, for lack of a better term, right? Where I worried about, well, how am I going to package myself so that I'm appealing to clients? Like I thought that I had to fall into a certain mold in order to be the spiritual business professional type. And then I realized the clients that are meant for me are going to come to me and they're going to love me exactly the way I am. You know, they're going to like my tattoos. They're going to like the way that I speak. They're going to like the energy that I carry. And those who don't just aren't a match and aren't a resonance for me, and there's somebody else for them. And it was really freeing when I realized that. That's what we mean is like your vibe attracts your tribe. Your vibe attracts everything. And there are people who resonate with whatever it is that you have to share in the way that you have to share it. So that was a really long-winded way of, I think, delivering a rather simple message. But I think that kind of got the point across. Yeah, and this is the energy of embracing your inner child, embracing and showing tenderness and love to yourself and tenderness and love to others. And this is also like they're coming through to say, nurture the children. Nurture the children. There are so many special children on this planet right now with so many special gifts. And the rare gift that many of these children embody is that they are already templated with the 5th dimensional consciousness, with the 12 chakra system, with all of these energies that we are moving into as we are breaking down all of these old systems and paradigms and moving out of these and transmuting these older energies. They're not coming in with any of that baggage. So don't add to that baggage. Be there to support them. Be there to nurture them. Instead of, like, I work with so many people, right, who have spiritual gifts who were told as children, don't say that. Don't do that. That's not okay. And we have to work through all of that and release that so that they can feel safe and comfortable to express their gifts, right? And so we don't want to do the same things to our children that were done to us. And it wasn't necessarily done out of maliciousness. It was done because a lot of that stuff wasn't accepted. The things that are acceptable now were not acceptable then, right? And as we come more into the light, right? As we share more of ourselves, as we talk about these things, as we talk about ETs, we talk about the Pleiadians, we talk about Christ consciousness and universal love, mysticism, our psychic abilities, all of these things that were sort of shunned and kind of taboo in the past, the more we talk about them and the more we embrace them, the more the world is exposed to that energy and it becomes normalized, right? It's so important. There are so many of us who are still afraid to speak what we know and what the messages that we're receiving, the things that we truly believe, because we don't want to be outcast. We don't want to be seen as an outsider. We still carry that, even if that conditioning wasn't imposed onto us as a child, we still carry that for the collective and from other lifetimes of experience. And so it's so important for us all to step out of that box, right? And to really share with the people, at least the people that we know in our direct reality, so that their minds start opening to other possibilities. It's like, there are so many people who think the way that anyone who's still watching this video on my channel does, that understand these things, that pretend that they don't, because they are seen as more normalized in society and they don't want to lose that. But they're the most important ones in some ways, because the people that people think are the most kind of like square and kind of traditional, if you'll use, for lack of a better term, when people who have that sort of persona and are known in that way start exploring these concepts, that has way more impact than somebody, who like me, who's kind of already out there, because people don't expect it from them, and they look at people. There are still probably a decent amount of people in the world who look at people, I'll say people who present themselves and present everything as openly as I do and as other people here on YouTube who talk about these sort of things do, as kind of like woo-woo and sort of out there or whatever. So they're automatically people who are really stuck in a certain view of the world, with those blinders on, in a sense, like, will immediately dismiss me. But somebody who they think is as more like them, if they start opening up to these concepts, they might listen a little bit more. And so it's so important for people to, it's like coming out of the closet, I feel, is kind of like what the Pleiadians are saying right now. Like, it's time to come out of the closet. If there's an aspect of yourself that you are still keeping hidden, it's time to reveal that. And even if it's just in small doses, even if it's just to the people in your immediate world, that's not, I use the word just, but just minimizes. And they do not want me to minimize how important that is and how impactful that is. But yeah, it's really this energy of sheltering, loving, protecting, and nurturing the children. And there's a lot of stuff going on with the children. You guys have heard about it. There's a lot of, they call them conspiracy theories about things that are happening to children in the world, right? And there's a lot of darkness that is really seeking to corrupt this pure innocent energy of children, and to utilize, like, children have such a powerful essence and energy because they are so pure. And so in that way, that energy can be utilized. It's very powerful. And so what's coming through right now is that there are energies that are utilizing that energy in a way that is detrimental, I guess I will say, in a way that is not of the path of love. And so it is our duty to protect those children. So that's an interesting message that is coming through there. It is our duty to protect those children and to ensure that their beautiful innocence is not lost, because that innocence is the innocence that each and every one of us is needing to reclaim right now. That is our purity. That is our power. That is the truth of who we are. Yeah, so that's interesting coming through as well. There is an organization that I support that does work to free the children and to liberate children who are victims of trafficking and other things like that. And so I'll link that in the description box below for people who want to check that out. There are ways to support that process, but we can also energetically support them. But there are physical, real world ways that we can support them as well. And just support all of the children in our lives. Support the child within, right? Really love and nurture and support that child within yourself as well. And the more loving you are, the more you treat yourself with the love and tenderness that you would treat a child. hopefully would treat a child, the more your own gifts will begin to open up. And then we have the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So this is interesting. I feel like through this portal, we are going to be experiencing, there are activations that we are going to receive, that the Pleiadians are going to be bringing to us. Yeah, multiple activations, whatever activations are most helpful for the specific people, right? So those activations are going to be different for different people, depending on what it is you need, what it is that you're ready for, and what it is that you're here to do at this time, what it is that you're here to do, and what it is that you are doing, right? Like, so, because this is kind of how the process works. A lot of times we receive everything we need to do what it is that we're trying to accomplish at a certain time. When we really expand, when we continue to expand our service, when we continue to expand the ways that we want to work and be of assistance to humanity, we receive more activations because they're necessary in order for us to be able to continue to do our work. And so the more energy we are putting into that, it's like, it's that sort of that saying of, with great power comes great responsibility. And when we step up to the plate, then our power is amplified. And then the responsibility that comes with that, of course, becomes amplified as well. And this is not like, I don't want to say responsibility in a way that makes it seem like it's a terrible thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a spiritual responsibility. We have a spiritual responsibility right now when we become aware of these things to really, to act upon that awareness. That's the double mission, right? We came here to experience this ascension, but we also came here to assist with this ascension, right? We came here to awaken, but we also came here to assist others in awakening. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm feeling like people, there may be with the spontaneous awakening, I feel like there may be just deeper levels of awakening happening for people during this Pleiadian portal. Especially people who have a specific or a special connection to Pleiadian energy. They're really going to be coming through. They're going to be, I feel like they're going to be people are going to be receiving communication. And there's just going to be a lot that's revealed throughout this portal. Whatever it needs to be revealed to you next for your specific path will be revealed to you. And then we have activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. And so during this portal, if you can find some ley lines in your area, go to those power places, those ley lines, anywhere that holds a strong spiritual and energetic frequency. If you are trust to these places, even if I'm getting like, if you're driving by somewhere and you just feel your energy drawn to that place, go to that place, sit in that place for a little while, open yourself up. I feel like, there are going to be spontaneous awakenings that happen for people around in these activated places and areas and along these ley lines, which is really interesting. You see how the energy is just coming down onto this stone structure here. I think, yeah, that's a picture is obviously reminding me of Stonehenge. But just trust wherever you're being led right now. And this doesn't just mean, it definitely does mean physically led, but wherever you're being led, right? Wherever this journey is taking you next, trust that. And then we have a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. And so I love how this came out with activated earth, right? So the earth is receiving an activation as well, just as we had with that 555 portal. So this is a deepening of activations, both for our personal activations, collective activations, the earth herself receiving an activation right now. And so that's why it's going to be really powerful to be in these power places on the earth's surface if you can, because as the earth is activated, you will be activated with her. And there's like a bonding almost, it feels like, of energies when the earth, you and the earth are activated at the same time. I don't know. That's all I'm understanding about that, but it's very, very powerful. It's very, very powerful. Yeah, so if you can say, the energy coming out of my fingertips right now is crazy, you guys. So if you can go to a power place, anywhere, just set the intention to find a place of power. And trust where your feet guide you. Trust where you want to, you just get in your car and you start driving. Trust where your car takes you. Trust wherever it is that you're going. And if you can't go physically, imagine this. Travel there in your mind, right? It's time and space are illusion anyway. Although I'm getting that if you are physically present, it will be even more powerful. And really just be present in that space at some point, at any point during this portal, if you can do that. And you are going to receive a very powerful activation that is synchronized with the activation of the earth. And it's really going to help you to support her as well. It's sort of like your energies will be like almost more tied together, maybe, is sort of what I'm feeling. Like bonded in a really powerful way. Yeah. And just the activations that we're receiving as well are continuing to activate the earth. So keep holding that vision. It's sort of like, okay, so these power places exist in certain parts of the world. But when we allow ourselves to be activated in this power place, and then we move from that place, we carry the power of that place with us wherever we go, which just activates more and more of the earth's surface. That's what it is. That's really powerful. And I don't think this is just during the Pleiadian portal, but I do believe that it will be the energies coming through, it will be very powerful during the Pleiadian portal. So that's really cool. I really like that coming through. Anything else before we pull some Star Temple Oracle cards? Yeah, this was on the bottom of the deck. Jump in. Andromedan energy adventure. Say yes to change. So they really want you to jump in with both feet. That was the title of the Taurus new moon video, ironically enough. They really want you to jump in wherever it is that you are led, however it is that you are led, right? Like, look at this card is so beautiful. You see, it's like an eye. That portal is like an eye. So they're telling you, it's sort of like if you've been standing there and you've been dipping your toe in the water, but you're not sure if you're ready to jump in yet. They're like, there's so much magic that can happen if you just jump in, right? If you just submerge yourself completely in this process instead of dipping that toe, there's so much magic that can unfold and happen for you. And then on the bottom of the deck now we have Star Bathing, Light Body, Crystal Grid Transmission Activation. Yeah, so huge activations coming through for our light bodies. Yes. Whatever changes, this is the energy. Just say yes. Say yes. And this has been coming up. When things come up, when opportunities come up, even if you were scared because you've never done it before, your fears start popping up. Am I good enough? Do I have what it takes to do whatever this is? Am I going to be successful? Any of those doubts start popping up, just say yes anyway. If that's the reason that you're thinking about saying no, just say yes. Say yes to the change. Say yes to the adventure. Say yes to the opportunities that are coming your way because they are divinely guided right now. Yeah, I've got a lot of labradorite going on around me. I'm wearing my labradorite pendant right now. And I have my labradorite stone here that sits on top of some of my cards. And I'm just really being drawn to its energy right now. And I'm thinking that, I'm thinking that they're really working through crystals as well. So certain crystals that are really akin to their energy. Clear. Or that transmit their energy very well, we may want to play with and work with. So the labradorite, I'm feeling like they're drawn to. I'm feeling like they're really liking that right now. Lapis. There's lots of different crystals that I'm feeling. So just trust your guidance. If there's a crystal that you're guided to work with to enhance your communication with them, quartz crystal, of course, really great. There's a whole bunch of different ones. Just moldavite. Pay attention to and notice what crystals you're being drawn to work with. I feel kind of like they want to charge some crystals for you during this Pleiadian portal. So put some crystals out for them to charge and activate that will help assist you with maintaining your frequency and your vibration, and also communicating with them. You can ask them to assist you in programming those crystals. Yes, so that's interesting. All right, guidance. And this deck is all about the Pleiadians, the Star Temple Oracle. So what guidance do we have coming out? We have the Temple Home. I no longer search outside of myself for home. Right? This energy comes out all the time. Home can be found in here. When we find home within, we can carry that home with us anywhere. This is also them telling us, you don't have to search outside. This is for the people. A lot of people who are drawn to this video probably feel a strong connection to the Pleiadians. And if you feel that, it's for a reason, right? But they're saying, like, you don't have to look for us out there. Look for us in here, right? You are connected to us always. Like so many people watching this video, probably most people watching this video, you are of that energy yourself. So you don't have to look for it anywhere else. It's right here. And you came here to make a home here. To create this new earth, right? Yeah, so don't search outside. Know that it's right here. You can always connect right in here. We are with you always. That's what they want to say. And then we have gateways of light. I have unlimited access to the divine mind. Right? Unlimited access. It's always our connection to source as well, right? Our connection to source is constant. We are never without it. We are never without it. And this is also, I want to say, about merging the masculine and the feminine aspects of the self. We're going to look at this card here and what it says. Let's see. Merope and her human husband, King Sisyphus, support you to merge with your higher consciousness. As a couple, their shared vision and devotion to personal growth paved a gateway of light to the divine mind. The power is open to you as well. Utilize your intellectual vision, intuition, and perseverance to realize your true potential. Be inspired by Sisyphus's persistence and Merope's intuitive wisdom. You have unlimited access to the power of the creatrix. So this is really about, yes, intellectual vision and intuition, right? That is the masculine and the feminine. Perseverance, realizing your true potential. Knowing that you can connect to your highest potential. Your highest potential is already embodied. It's just about connecting to it. This is connecting with the higher aspects of the self. The divine mind, that's where all true inspiration and wisdom resides. So you can tap into that anytime you like, and you can utilize that in your creative endeavors. I feel like that access to the divine mind, right, is going to be so much more open and easier to access for those of us who may have this misinterpretation that we struggle, right? That's just a belief. That's just a belief that we've created. And there's just going to be beautiful gateways of light pouring onto the planet that are assisting us in connecting more effortlessly with that divine mind, with our higher mind, with all of these other beings, of course, and really seeing that pathway forward and being able to move forward down that path. And I notice how they're in front of a moon here too. So I feel like it's like this portal is opening and these gateways of light are streaming onto the planet. And they're really going to be anchored in There's just going to be something powerful that happens with this full moon eclipse that we have coming up. And then we have the priestess embody. I am an embodiment of the divine feminine. So they're really wanting us to tap into our creative potential. They're wanting us to tap into our divine feminine energy. To, yes, call upon our masculine and our feminine energies. But to really tap into and see ourselves as an embodiment of that divine feminine energy. And then we have the lapis lazuli star. So that lapis energy coming out. My inner vision guides me to my higher purpose. Yeah, so people, we are going to be receiving visions that guide us to our higher purpose, that guide us into a deeper embodiment of our divine feminine energy in its most supported form, right? Unified with that masculine. But really that beautiful vision for ourselves, for the planet, and where it is that we align with that, right? What is our part that we play in that process? What is our higher purpose? Why did our souls come here? Yes, so really trust that inner vision that really is able to synchronize with the divine mind and see beyond the human perspective. We're going to be able to see far beyond the human linear perspective, the human three-dimensional perspective during this portal. So ask for those visions. Really connect into and embody that beautiful divine feminine energy, that beautiful receptive energy, that beautiful intuitive, emotional energy, that heart-centered energy. And then we have the ancient grandmother. I am the teacher that leads with self-knowledge. Right? So what are you here to learn? What wisdom have you learned that you can then teach? And that quote that I like to throw out a lot, we teach that which we most need to learn, is coming to mind as well. So what are you learning right now? That's what they want you to ask yourself. What are you learning right now? Because what you are learning right now is also what you came here to teach. So our learning is the training so that we can then teach others, right? And we learn more and more deeply as we teach others as well, right? And so if you have been shying away from stepping into your role as a teacher, however, even if that's the example of that is people in your network coming to you and asking you questions, right? That's being a teacher, when you can answer those questions with your own experience, right? That's what this talks about with self-knowledge. We're teaching from our own experience, right? If you are shying away from stepping into that teaching role, that's where you're going to begin to learn more deeply. And so if you're wanting a deeper level of learning, allow yourself to open to your potential as a teacher. Allow yourself to be that teacher and that guide. And then we have the Father of the Sky. I release the weight of the world from my shoulders. And I think that the reason that they want me to close with this is just to remind everybody, right? Even though there are some powerful messages coming in about accountability, about stepping into our spiritual purpose, stepping into our light. Right here we have, I no longer dim my light, I shine bright for all to see. Even though they're really asking us to take accountability for our lives and to step more deeply into our service for ourselves and the planet, they're also saying, like, it doesn't have to be this heavy process, right? Release the weight of the world from your shoulders. We're all doing this together. Nobody does it alone. And so you don't have to handle everything all by yourself. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. This is actually a beautiful, beautiful process, a beautiful dance. And so it's like, allow yourself to feel the lightness and the joy and the bliss of this experience. It doesn't have to feel heavy. And if it does feel heavy, it's because you're taking too much responsibility. You're trying to bear too much of the burden. This is a collective thing. There are millions of us working towards this new earth, right? Millions, billions probably, right? So that's a lot of powerful energy. And we have so much support from the Pleiadians, from all of our other star brethren and sistren, or however you want to say it, right? From Source itself, herself, right? So do not fret, do not worry. We are all in this together. All we have to do is be that beautiful force of light, step into and shine our own light. Take ownership, right? The storyteller, I am the narrator of my life, intention. Take ownership of our lives and our own process. Have that creative accountability. Weave that story into being that we want to experience while embodying who we truly are and not shying away from that. And we are doing our part. Just really stepping into our own light, stepping into our voice, stepping onto our path. That's all we have to do. We don't have to do it all alone. We don't have to do it all at once. It's all happening in perfect divine timing. So just know and understand that. Just allow yourself to synchronize with your own divine timing. Yeah. All right. I think that we'll close with one light worker oracle. Clear. Any final guidance? Any final guidance from the Pleiadians regarding this Pleiadian portal? Any final guidance? Closing guidance. 1111 messages in the numbers. Pay attention. The Pleiadians are always and will continue to speak with you and connect with you and guide you through synchronicity, through repeating number sequences. So just really pay attention to that in the days that follow. And the spiritual decree on the bottom of the deck. All right. So this is the most important message they want, because this has come through several times. And this is about us claiming our own spiritual sovereignty and authority. This is about us deciding what is it that we want to experience and knowing that we have full creative control over that experience, right? So really step into that ownership, step into your spiritual light, step into your spiritual power. Know that you get to decree at what you experience. You are the narrator of your life, right? So really stepping into that, knowing that, and moving from that place of knowing that we get to create whatever experience we want. And if the experience that we are having right now is not the experience that we want, we have full creative control over how that changes and evolves. And if you guys want any assistance with that, please reach out to me. My email's in the description box below. Reach out to the Pleiadians during this portal. Ask them for assistance. They want to help you in any way that they can. They are championing you. They are so proud of you. You are doing such incredible work, and they just want you to know that. And they want to support in any way that they can, because they are just so grateful that we are here doing this. Yeah. And I think that's all I want to that's all we want to say right now. That is this above all else. Just know that you have the power, you have the choice. So what is it that you decree? What is your spiritual decree? What is the world that you want to live in? What is the life that you want to have? It is yours, so claim it now. I love you guys. I appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Drop a comment. Let me know how you're feeling about these energies. I love you. I think I just said that. I love you, love you, love you. They love you. Just so much love, love, love coming through for each and every single one of you. These videos, as always, I ask for healing energy to come through and be transmitted. So all you have to do to receive the healing energies coming through in this video is set the intention that you wish to receive. And that beautiful energy will find you anytime that you want to receive healing energy. Just set that intention and you shall receive it. Just set the intention for the Pleiadians to pour that beautiful, loving energy, these gateways of light, right, down upon you during this portal and always. And you are continually receiving their blessings, their love, and their light. And they just want you to be reminded of that. They want you to know that. They want you to take a moment out to feel that and breathe into that and allow that light to be infused in every cell of your miraculous body. All right. I love you. Talk to you soon.